السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبد الله ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليمًا كثيرا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. We begin with the praise of Allah Azza wa Jal. We praise Him, we seek His help, we ask His forgiveness. Whoever Allah guides, And Allah guides from His mercy and His grace. Whoever Allah guides, there is no one that can misguide him. And whoever Allah misguides, and Allah misguides out of justice and wisdom, there is no one that can guide him. And I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah alone and with no partner. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the slave of Allah and His final messenger. May Allah exalt His mention and grant Him peace, and for the same for His companions, His family, His companions, and all those who follow them until the last day. O you who believe, have taqwa of Allah as He deserves for you to have taqwa of Him. And do not die except as Muslims. O mankind, have taqwa of your Lord. Taqwa means to do your most to obey Allah and your most to avoid disobeying Allah. Have taqwa of your Lord, who created you from a single soul. And from that single soul He created His wife. And from those two came many men and women. And have taqwa of Allah, the one whose name you ask in. And fear Allah with regard to your relatives. And indeed, Allah is always watching over you. O you who believe, have taqwa of Allah and speak a word that is true. Speak the truth. Say the right thing. If you do this, then Allah will forgive your sins and correct your deeds. He'll correct your deeds and forgive your sins. And whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger has achieved the best kind of success. To continue, the best speech is the Book of Allah. And the best guidance is the guidance of our Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the worst of things in this religion are the newly introduced practices. The things that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and his companions never did. And all of these newly introduced practices are innovation. And all innovation is misguidance. And all misguidance is in the hellfire. As the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, and as he used to say in the Khutbah on the day of Jumu'ah. My brothers in Islam, today we have a hadith. Wallah, this hadith, it can change a person's life, really. And it is such a small hadith from Jawami'ul Kalim. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, from his khasa'is, his unique qualities, the things that only he had, is Allah gave him Jawami'ul Kalim. Lots of meanings, lots of information, but just a few small words. The number of words is small and the meaning is huge. A few words, around about 4 lines on a piece of paper or 3 lines on a piece of paper. And wallahi, if you understand it and implement it, it can change your dunya and your akhirah. Not only your akhirah, even your dunya. This hadith is one of many, because the Prophet ﷺ was given many hadith like this that were in Jawami' al-Kalim. But I'm just going to choose one for you, and this hadith is narrated by Imam Muslim fi Sahihihi, in his book, which is one of the 2 most authentic books. After the Book of Allah, there is no book after the Book of Allah more authentic than the Sahih of Imam al-Bukhari, and is followed by the Sahih of Imam Muslim. This hadith is narrated by Imam Muslim from the noble companion Abi Hurairah, Abdul Rahman Musakhar al-Dawsi radiyallahu anhu. He narrated, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف وفي كل خير احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز وإن أصابك شيء فلا تقل لو أني فعلت كان كذا وكذا ولكن قل قدر الله وما شاء فعل فإن لو تفتح عمل الشيطان. Are we going to take it line by line? The first sentence the Prophet ﷺ, he said, المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف وفي كل خير. The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. And both of them have good in it. There are some things I want you to notice about this. The first thing is, what is the strength which is intended in this? Is it how much you can bench press in the gym? Is it how much you can lift? No. Even if it comes into the hadith, but it's not the first meaning of the hadith. The first meaning of the hadith is al-quwwa fil iman, the strength in the person's iman. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ said, al-mu'minul qawi, the believer, the person of iman who is qawi. And he didn't say al-rajulul qawi. He didn't say the strong man. He said the strong believer. The strong believer. So the first thing that enters into this hadith is strength in iman. But this hadith can be widened to include all kinds of strength. Because Allah loves the believer who is physically strong. Because the physically strong believer can bring more benefit to the Muslims. Can be more beneficial to the people around them. But the strength here, there are different types of strength. First of all, the strength of iman. Second of all, the strength of character. Like when the Prophet ﷺ, he said that the strong one is not the one who wrestles. The strong man is not the wrestler. But the strong man is the one يَمْلِكُ نَفْسَهُ عِنْدَ الْغَضَبِ. When he becomes angry, he controls himself. This is strength of character. Some person, subhanAllah, we got it backwards. The person physically very strong, goes to the gym every day. But when you look at them in terms of their iman, you see a sorry state. Maybe when you look at them in terms of their character, you see a sorry state. Wallah, even in the masjid, you see young brothers, strong people who go to work, they do manual labor, heavy lifting all day. They come into the masjid like a Sheikh al-Kabir. Someone who has reached, قَدْ بَلَغَ الْكِبَرِ, has reached the old age. When he goes to work, when he goes to the gym, he's lifting, Allahu bihi a'lam, and he's lifting big weights. He comes in the masjid like a 90-year-old man, hobbling. Because he has quwwah in his arms, but he has no quwwah in his iman. And then you have quwwah in your iman by obeying Allah, by trying to keep away from disobeying Allah. But you have to bring good character. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I was only sent to correct good manners. So a person controls themselves. They don't get angry quickly. They don't lose their tongue quickly. They don't curse people quickly. They don't swear at people quickly. Somebody who controls them at their anger. And then, if they have strong iman, and they control themselves in their anger, and then they bring strength in their body, but this is nurun ala nur, light upon light, and good upon good. This person who is strong in their iman, and strong in the way they hold themselves and carry themselves and strong in themselves, this person is better and more beloved to Allah than the one who is weak in iman, the one who is further away from Allah than they should be, who's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. وَفِي كُلٍّ خَيْرٍ. Both of them have good in it. We don't see about the person who's struggling, there's no good in you. You are halik, you destroyed, you may as well just die, there's nothing good in you. No, this person has some good in them. They're a mu'min, they're still a believer. They're still a believer, they're still a Muslim, but this person is someone who is not like the other one. And their benefit for the community is not like the other one. And their benefit for their family is not like the other one. So we strive to improve ourselves. Everyone looks at themselves. وَلْتَنْظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ. Everybody looks at himself, what's going to happen tomorrow on the day of judgment. Everyone looks at himself, and if you see that you have a da'f, you have weakness, and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not coming for your 5 daily prayers, maybe not praying them on time, not doing what Allah commanded you to do, then you have a chance to improve, to change, to become better. And until you are still a mu'min, still a Muslim, then we don't say there is no good. But we want to strive for what is best. We don't want to be the last person to go to Jannah. We don't want to be the one who is roasted in the fire till they become like charcoal, and then Allah puts them to Jannah. We don't want to be this person. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا سَأَلْتُمُ اللَّهُ جَنَّةً فَاسْأَلُهُ الْفِرْدَوْسِ. If you ask Allah for Jannah, ask Him for the highest place in Jannah. You want to be the best you can be. You don't want to be the one who is the lowest just to get in the door, the last one, or among the last ones. Then the Prophet ﷺ, he told you how you can be a mu'min al-qawi. How can you be qawi in your iman? And he told you how you can change yourself. And he told you a sentence that it can change your dunya as well as your akhirah. He said, احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز. Three statements, 3 commands. Number 1, be keen for what will benefit you. Be keen for what's going to benefit you. Benefit you, he didn't say benefit you in the dunya, he didn't say benefit you in the akhirah. Of course, the first meaning is the akhirah because the first thing is iman. But what is going to benefit you? How many people, subhanAllah, they're busy in the dunya and they never look at what is going to benefit them yawm al-qiyamah. They never look at what is going to make them in a better situation yawm al-qiyamah. They only look at the benefit for themselves in the dinar and the dirham. They look for themselves the benefit in the pounds and pence. But they don't look at what's going to benefit them in their akhirah, what's going to make them close to Allah. How many people, they say, well, I can't come to the salah. I can't come to the Jumu'ah, I'm busy, I'm working, I've got this, I've got that. And some people, yes, it's difficult. Then it comes to the evening, so okay, you can't come in the morning, maybe in the evening time, at least you can come. Well, I can't come in the evening, I'm busy with my family. Okay, what about Fajr, at least? Oh, I sleep late, I can't wake up. The person is only looking at what's going to benefit them in the dunya, so what are they going to be? فَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا وَمَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَقٍ. There are some people who say, my Lord, give me in the dunya, and they have nothing in the hereafter. Zero, nothing. Some of the scholars, they said the reason they have nothing is because they don't really want anything. If you wanted Jannah, Jannah is here, in the masjid. If you wanted good, you know where the good is. If you don't want it, then don't complain. Yawm al-Qiyamah, if Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't give you what you want. Don't be a person who is tied only for the benefit in the dunya. When it comes to the dinar and the dirham, he's haris. He's keen. But when it comes to the masjid, he's the last one through the door. Be someone who is keen for what is going to benefit you. And there's no harm in what will benefit you in the dunya as well. Because Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَقُولُ رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. There are some people who say, my Lord, give me good in the dunya, give me good in the akhirah. Why not? We're not telling you to lock yourself in a room in the masjid and never come out again. No, there is a time for the salah, there is a time for reading the Quran, there is a time for business, there is a time for family. Sa'atan wa sa'a, time for this and a time for that. So now you're looking for what's going to benefit you. You have, like they say, your ear to the ground. You're listening for what's going to benefit you, what's going to change, what's going to improve things for you. In the dunya and the akhirah, you're always looking for opportunities. احرص على ما ينفعك. Look for every opportunity, every chance you have for good in the akhirah, take it. Every chance you have for good in the dunya that doesn't harm you in the akhirah, take it. And I said good in the dunya that doesn't harm you in the akhirah. That's when the ulama, they said, في الدنيا حسنة. Al-hasana fi dunya, it is that which doesn't harm you in the akhirah. Go and take it. Look for your opportunities, look for chances, look for ways to be better. وَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ, and seek Allah's help. And this here, it tells you that even if you had everything in front of your hand, you will not be able to take it without Allah's help. Even if you had all the money ready for you sitting in front of your eyes, you would not be able to take it without Allah's help. Even if you had every way to achieve Jannah, simply just like that in front of you, you would not be able to take it unless Allah helped you. You need Allah's help. And with Allah's help, everything changes. The impossible becomes possible. Why? Why is it the impossible becomes possible? Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. There is nothing that Allah can't do. You by yourself, you are da'if, you're weak. وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Man was created weak, you're weak. But with the help of Allah, you can achieve what there is no limit to. In that which is permissible from the dunya, and in that which is good for you in the akhirah. وَلَا تَعْجِزْ. And don't say that I am helpless. Don't give up. How many people give up? They say, well, I'm not, and subhanAllah, we're not talking about giving up on the dunya. They give up first of all on the deen. So, Allah, that's who I am. I am who I am. I'm not going to change. So many times in the week we hear the same statement. I am who I am. This is me. I'm not going to change. I'm just me. I'm not going to change. I can't do anything else. This is the meaning. وَلَا تَعْجِزْ. Don't be helpless. Don't say I'm impotent. I've got no ability. I'm powerless. You have ability with the help of Allah. Work hard. Look for the opportunity. Ask Allah's help. You have that chance for you. You have a chance. وَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ وَلَا تَعْجِزْ. And don't say that I can't do it. Especially in the deen. Don't ever say I can't do it. Why don't you pray? Well, I can't do it. Why don't you do some more in this? I can't do it. Don't say you can't do it. Because with the help of Allah, there is nothing you can't do. If you try hard and you ask Allah's help. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه يغفر لكم إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. All praise is due to Allah alone. We ask Allah to exalt the mention and grant peace to our Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and to his family and to his companions. We continue with this hadith. After the Prophet ﷺ gave you this advice, be keen, look for every chance. Be haris, the one who is haris is not lazy. Looking for every chance for the akhirah, every chance for Jannah. And if something comes along in the dunya which is halal, looking for that as well. And they're asking Allah for His help. And they never say that I can't do it. They never say I can't do it. Then the Prophet ﷺ, he told you the reality of this life. وَإِنْ أَصَابَكَ شَيْءٍ. If something bad happens to you, because that's normal, right? Who had a life where everything went the way they wanted? Which person had a life where everything went for them the way that they wanted? Nobody. You're going to have some musibah, some masa'ib, some calamities, some difficulties. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ. We're going to test you. بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ. We're going to test you with a loss of, with something of hunger and fear, something of a loss of life, a loss of fruit, a loss of your income. Allah's going to test you with some things. So what should happen if things don't go the way you want? You're keen. You're looking for every chance. which is permissible for you. You're asking Allah's help. You never say, I can't do it, but something bad happens to you. Maybe you saw a good business, halal business. You said, ihris ala ma yanfa'uk. Do what will be keen for what's going to benefit you. You say, well, it's halal business, and it's going to benefit me, inshallah. I'll be able to give sadaqah. I will be able to help the poor people. I'll be able to look after my family. Let me start this business. And something went wrong, and you lost all the money. What should you do? وَإِنْ أَصَابَكَ شَيْءٌ فَلَا تَقُلْ. Don't say, لو أني فعلت كان كذا وكذا. If only I did this, it would have been like this. Ya Ikhwani, this is so common. I hear this among the brothers in the masjid nearly every day. If only, or I wish I would have done it like this, or I would have only been like this, or if only I could have done this, or we shouldn't have done that, I should have done this, and so on. Don't say if only I did it, it would have been like that. Or if I came early, I would have been in the first song. Or if I didn't do this business, I would have been rich. Don't say these things like this, if only, if only. لو أني فعلت كان كذا وكذا. If I did this, it would have been like that. But what should you say? ولكن قل. But say, قدر الله وما شاء فعل. It is Allah's decree and He does what He wants. Because you asked for Allah's help. You tried your best. If it didn't work out for you, then that was Allah's decision for you. And Allah is not going to decide something for you that is bad for you. Allah decides it because it's another chance for you. It's another opportunity for you. Something bad happened, you lost your money. What's it a chance for? A chance for sabr. A chance to go back to Allah. A chance to spend some time making tawbah. A chance to think about your life and where you're going, what direction you're moving in. A chance to try something new. And maybe a chance to make more money somewhere else. So don't say that if I did it, it wouldn't have been like this. Don't say things like that, but say it was the decree of Allah, it was the qadr of Allah, وَمَا شَاءَ فَعَلْ. And Allah does what He wants. And you know that Allah will not put you into a problem for the sake of it. If Allah puts you in a problem, there's a reason for it, there's a wisdom for it, there's a benefit for it. فَإِنَّ لَوْ تَفْتَحُ عَمَلَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Because when you say if only, it opens the door to shaitan. Shaitan starts to play with your mind. Something the Sahaba used to say, which is nice if you say it as well, لَوْ اسْتَقْبَلْتُ مِنْ أَمْرِي مَا اسْتَدْبَرْتُ. If I had the chance again, that's okay. Sahaba used to say this. If the chance came again, I would do this. Because now you're not looking at the past, you're looking at the future. If the chance came again, I wouldn't do that kind of business. If the chance came again, I would come early to the Jumu'ah prayer. If the chance came again, this is fine. But don't say, if only I did this, it wouldn't have been like this. If only I didn't leave in the morning, I wouldn't have had this problem. If only I didn't stay at home today, this wouldn't have happened. Don't say like this. But if you say something, say what the Sahaba used to say, لَوْ اسْتَقْبَلْتُ مِنْ أَمْرِي مَا اسْتَدْبَرْتُ. If the chance came again, if the opportunity came again. And I just want to highlight at the end of the khutbah that this is not the only thing people say wrong. We sometimes hear other things that I want the brothers to be careful about. Sometimes we say things that we don't mean what it is. We don't mean to say it like that. It just comes out wrong. Like sometimes people say good luck, or you were really lucky when this happened to you. And we should be careful about that because this is also a similar thing. It goes away from al-qadr. It goes away from the belief in Allah's decree. You were lucky meaning random. That's what the word lucky means. Lucky, it wasn't, you didn't do anything but just it came out lucky. Try not to use the word, even if you don't mean it. Someone says, no, by lucky I mean habun worth. I mean the person has had, Allah gave them a lot of good. Allah gave you good. But don't use a word that the meaning is not clear for people. Keep it clear, keep it simple. Don't say to someone you are lucky or you know something like that, good luck to you. But say to them Islamic words. Like say Allah blessed you. Allah blessed you. Allah gave you something good. May Allah bless you. And so on. And if you want to say to someone, instead of saying good luck to someone, say to someone, may Allah make it easy for you. May Allah bless you in it. And so on. Instead of using these words, you have to be careful about what you say. Because sometimes people say things and they don't think about what it means. And that's why we have to be careful, and that's another thing we can take from this hadith in Sahih Muslim. There are just a couple of very short points that I want to cover that are slightly unrelated to the khutbah, but just we wanted to clarify a couple of things. Very, very simple and small, inshallah. Just things that I observed during the week that we just want people to pay attention to. First of all, the issue of the sutra when praying the salah. So when you pray your salah by yourself, not with the imam. When the imam is praying, people can walk in front of you. But when you pray by yourself, you have to put something to block people in front of you. And we see sometimes people praying the sunnah prayer in the back of the masjid with all the space in front of them. So you have to pray with something to block, like somebody's back, or the wall, or the corner of the minbar, or a chair, something to stop the people from going in front of you. And if someone tries to go in front of you, when you're praying by yourself, you put up the hand. And that's the same for the imam himself. But the people praying behind the imam, they don't need to do that. If somebody walks in front of them, some of the Sahaba, they did this, they walked between the rows when the imam was. If they can't reach the row from the back, they can walk in the front. So we notice this. We also just want to highlight about the issue of the raising of the hands after the salah. It wasn't from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ that he used to raise his hands after the salah. He didn't used to do it. So if it's a one-off, that's a different thing. But try not to make a habit. What should be your habit after the salah? It should be that you count the adhkar, astaghfirullah, 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 Allahumma anta salam, wa minka salam, and you count subhanallah and so on. That should be your habit, not to put your hands up. So that we follow the sunnah as best as we can. And last of all, I just want to mention, inshallah, just to remind everyone, especially the rules for the COVID situation in Newcastle, Gateshead, etc., became very strict. So we're not allowed to meet with anybody from another household indoors at all. So that includes the masjid, wallahu a'lam. It seems to include the masjid. So we're going to have to ask people to, when they finish the salah, stay in your place on your sticker. The stickers are proper distance apart, inshallah. Stay where you are, inshallah. We'll take the people bit by bit out of the door. And please don't meet your friends inside of the masjid. And don't meet them outside of the door of the masjid. If you want to meet them in the street, that's up to you, inshallah. But please don't meet your friends inside the masjid, because it does break the rules. There could be fine upon you, and there could be a problem for the masjid as well. We really appreciate your help in that. وجزاكم الله خيرا. ثم صلوا وسلموا وعافوا الله على محمد بن عبد الله كما امركم بذلك ربكم فقال قولا كريما ان الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا ايها الذين امنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير والموت راحة لنا من كل شر اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروا الله العظيم الجليل يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه وآلائه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون وأقيموا الصلاة. We can ask everyone to put their heels